Well, I don't know about you, but every time I see that opening shot, that opening piece of the Paralympic Winter Games, it gives me goosebumps. And we're going to see more goosebumps today as we see some of the best competitors in the world. There is the scheduled events on the video board. 12.5 kilometers for all but one class. The women's sitting will be 10K. And the first classes are amazing to watch these athletes in a sit skiing. Absolutely amazing power coming from the upper body. And they are some of the most efficient athletes at processing oxygen for their upper body, arms, and torso. That will figure into the medals today. These are absolutely world-class athletes you're about to see. We're inside 4 minutes to start now. Christophe, it's going to be a great day competition.
Ouais, nous sommes encore une fois pour ce quatrième jour dans le grand bain ici, le grand bain paralympique, et ça mijote à 3 minutes 40 du départ de cette compétition masculine, 12 km 500, des hommes assis d'ailleurs. Il y aura juste derrière, à quelques minutes et même une minute après le départ du numéro 21, la culture des cars et des noyés.
And welcome to Paralympic Sport TV's live coverage of the Vancouver 2010 Paralympic Winter Games. We're coming at you from Whistler Paralympic Park here, about to have some beautiful biathlon coverage. And as we see our biathletes getting up to the line, we'll be starting very, very shortly within the next minute. Our new lineup here for the men's 12.5 kilometer sitting class. Conditions today are beautiful, visibility decent. A lot of packed powder on the track there. And we're going to be looking forward to seeing these competitors with tremendous upper body strength moving themselves forward in this sitting class. Of course, the biathlon is a portion of that would be skiing. The other portion is shooting, for those of you out there that may be unfamiliar with the biathlon. And a good shot of the Norwegian fans in the crowd. It's nice that there's a straightaway there for the biathlon competition. Looks like we have Super Japan Man adorning the cape and the fans. And snowing a little bit. First up, with the number 1 bib, would be from the Ukraine, be Ruslan Samchenko to start us off. And he loosens himself up a little bit. And he's off. Pumping away with his arms there. You see tremendous upper body strength. Many of these Paralympians have become economized in their movements to maximize their efficiency. And every 30 seconds, we're going to see a new competitor coming out. Here is France's Terry Rowe. And Terry's off. Of course, in the biathlon, there are 3 categories. We'll be coming at you this morning with the men and women's sitting category. And then later on in the day, Pacific time around noon, we'll have the standing 12.5 men and women's. And from Japan, number 3, Hiroyuki Nagata. And Hiroyuki is off. And later in the afternoon, we'll have the visually impaired category, both the men and women's. And donning number 4 here, Manfred Leder. The Austrian taking some quick breaths as he heads out, working on his breathing. Each competitor has a percentile that was assigned before the competition. And we have from Poland, Robert Wader. And Robert is off. He's pumping strong away here. You can see the tremendous upper body strength that Robert has. And he'll be cruising here. Sometimes these uphill battles are the determining factor for these Paralympians. And here we see a tremendous athlete here, Sergei Shilov of Russia. And plenty of support from the Russian fans. Shilov, no stranger to these Paralympian Games. We'll keep an eye on this man. Next up, number 7 is Vladimir Kajisiar. And Gadijar pumping strong, number 7. And number 8 from Poland, Kamil Rosiak. He'll be out of the gate. And the snow really falling today. I don't think that'll affect our visibility. A few days ago when the biathlons were going on, visibility was quite clear. Really ideal, pristine conditions. And here we have number 9 from Switzerland, Bruno Uber. And Bruno with these long arm strides. He's got the look of determination in his eye. Plenty of focus there. And we see from France, Georges Betega. And you can hear some of our coverage down in the front lines. George. Next up will be from Canada, a local favorite, Lou Gibson. And Lou flies out of the gate. And I'm sure we'll see plenty of maple leaves going left and right. And plenty of cheers from the crowd here. And the snow seeming not to relent. Next up will be from France, Roman Rosic.
Well, hailing from France, at one time on the podium, a third in World Cup competition in his career, Romain Rosic on course.
And Roman pumping strong. And here's a man to keep an eye on as well, the Ukrainian Sergei Kazimyak.
Sergei Kazimyak from the Ukraine, he has the bronze medal in biathlon from the 06 games in Torino, trying to add another one here today.
And we can hear Sergei having a bronze medal in Torino. And next up will be Alexander Davidovich. Davidovich out of the gate.
Our next starter to lead the 30 is Alexander Davidovich of Belarus.
Le star numéro suivant, c'est le numéro 15.
Here from Russia, number 15, Roman Petshutskov. And got to keep your eyes on the Russians, the Ukrainians, and athletes from Belarus. So strong. From Japan, number 16, Kozo Kubo. We firing out of the gate here, to the delight of the Japanese crowds supporting him on. Early here in these 12 kilometers, 12.5 distances. Very important to pace yourself. Many of the competitors we've seen in the past that win, it's because they had enough juice towards the end to really shoot past the finish line. And one competitor here that we should definitely keep an eye on, number 17 from Russia, Eric Zarapov. Zarapov, if you may remember, has been a force to be reckoned with. We will definitely be keeping our eye on Eric. Looks like he's choosing not to go on the traditional route, but a little bit off of the packed snow. And from Norway, we have Trygve Toskadal Larsen. Norwegians traditionally very, very strong in the cross country. We'll see how Larsen does here in the biathlon. And he also chooses not to be on the traditional track. And a competitor of world-class standing, Yuri Kostyuk. Plenty of fantastic competitors here.
Yuri Kostyuk is on course. Avec le numéro 20 représentant les États-Unis d'Amérique. Numéro 20.
Kostyuk earned gold a few days ago. And we expect strong performances from him. And number 20 from the USA, it'd be Andy Soule. Stars and stripes waved up in the air. If you remember a few days ago as well, Andy Soule was able to catch a bronze in his efforts to represent the Stars and Stripes. And he chooses to get onto a different track. And the final competitor here of the men's 12.5 kilometer sitting of biathlon, from Russia, Vladimir Kiselev. Kiselev pumping strong. And pretty soon here, I'm sure we'll be seeing some of our biathlon athletes getting ready to shoot Vladimir also choosing a route outside of the traditional track that has been set by his other competitors. And here we see number 5, Robert Wader, keeping focused here, and just tremendous strength and efforts. There is a penalty if when you shoot you miss, but we'll also go over to the women's 10-kilometer sitting biathlon. That was from Russia, Irina Polyakova. Polyakova moving strong. Here we see number 102 from Germany, Andrea Eskau. We'll be keeping an eye on her as well. The tremendous competitor that she is. Be moving forward.
Andrea Eskau now, course number 102. Looking at the standings, don't have them up on the board, but we'll tell you one shooter has come.
And the German fans cheering Andrea on. Here we have number 103 from the Ukraine, Nadia Stefurak. And Nadia is off. Now, in the shooting portion, there is a penalty, like we said from before, for those of you that may not be familiar with biathlon. Sometimes that can make a huge difference in the medals. And also the time that the competitors will be racing in, there's a percentage. Number 104, Svetlana Yarosevich, is next. And it sounds like we've got some news of the men's kind of overtaking some of our leaders.
Looks like blue coats, but they're definitely.
And next up, number 105, Tatyana Tamoschenko is out of the gate. She'll be flying out of here. And the women 10-kilometer sitting class is filled with the Ukrainians and the Russians, with the exception of one German. 106, Maria Yoleva, and she's off. We'll keep a close eye on her. These women really know who is their toughest and closest competitor.
Bruno Huber of Switzerland has taken the lead by 1.3 seconds.
And next up, 107 from the Ukraine, Yelmila Pavlenko. It sounds like, from the reports we have, Bruno Huber from Switzerland is now in the men's lead. And we'll be noticing a calculated time from the Ukraine, Svetlana Trifonova, tremendous competitor. And she fires out.
Our final competitor now on the start.
And our final of today's women's 10K women's competition for sitting would be from the Ukraine, Olena Urskovska. And she's off. Here we'll have coverage of the shooting portion. Beshuskov hitting his first mark. These plates so important to hit. And maintaining a solid time. Looks like he'll hit 4 of his 5. The Russian then gets up. biathletes in the shooting section are required to be in the prone position, whether or not they are visually impaired, standing, or in the sitting classes. And Petchukov working very hard to see if he can get into third. He does.
No one in my opinion has seen.
And number 17, Eric Zarapov, coming in for, I believe, his shots. Zarapov, no stranger to these targets. We expect a strong 5-plate showing from him. And he makes quick work of the first and the second. Nails his third. Fourth as well. And world-class shooting there from Eric Zarapov. Allows him to get back on the track. And he eyes what other areas he's going to have to go to. And Zarapov moves in the first place with almost 40 seconds ahead of the next competitor. Bruno Uber will not be happy about that. And next we have the Norwegian, Larsen. Looks like he's making quick work of these plates. Yes, he does. And he's going to try to catch Zarapov on his time. And he looks like he'll going to try to get into the second position by pushing Uber out. In the event that a competitor will have to pass another, the one in front will have to give the right away. And it looks like Zarapov will maintain his first standing. Here we see Andy Sewell coming up on his shots, number 20. And right behind him, number 21, Vladimir Kiselev will be taking aim. Looks like we have a right-hander in Kiselev. And he knocks out 2 without any problem. Third and fourth are good, and fifth. Wow, that is so fast from Kiselev. The Russian makes no sweat of those plates. He served it up and took it out. Wow. And Andy Sewell far behind him, but closing the gap. Kiselev, the Russian, because of his quick shooting, is able to get into the first position with 13.4 seconds, pushing everybody else down. And Andy Sewell pumping hard there. Here we see number 18 from Norway. Larsen trying to keep his time. And looks like the women will be heading up very soon for the shooting section. And after the first round of shots, Vladimir Kiselev making quick work and moving into first as his compatriot Zarapov is currently in second standing. Larsen from Norway rounds out your top 3, and Andy Sewell not far behind in fourth. We'll see if Kiselev is able to hold on to his standing. We've seen biathletes in the past being able to shoot well, but not ski fast enough, and it costing them a medal. That was very impressive from the Russian. And we'll see what his ski time will be. interesting enough, if he can pull off that quick shooting in the second shooting round, we may be looking at gold there. And first up to the shots here in her first round, Isoleva from Russia is going to try to catch Eskau from Germany. Isoleva making quick work of her first 2 targets, third as well. Fourth is a piece of cake, and put a fork in her. She'll knock out all 5 without any real sweat. And Isoleva's back on the track.
So our first shooting stage, first shooting in the women's category now.
And Isoleva looking to take the number 1 spot from the German, and she does by a good 15 seconds. As we see the next one coming up, Pavlenko from the Ukraine. She'll start calming her nerves and focusing on those targets. The first is no problem. Second as well. The third easily out. Fourth is gone. And Isoleva 4 out of 5. She misses her 5th shot. Pavlenko getting up and moving now after 4 shots. Pavlenko, a 98 percentile category. And we can see some of the men in the background there heading into the shooting portion. And we'll see what standing Pavlenko has. She moves into 6th place. And I'm sure we'll be going over to the men's shooting again very soon. As we see there, number 9, Bruno Uber, our former lead, moving forward. And Trifonova right behind her, number 108. We'll see if she can get into one of the top 3 standings. And it looks like Ukrainians are really going to dominate in these women's 10K sittings. But nope, Trifonova in 5th place so far. She'll have one more crack at the shots in a little bit. And after the first round of shooting, Olena Urskovska has gotten to the 1st place. Isoleva, number 2, and Andrea Eskau from Germany rounds out the top 3. Urskovska is from the Ukraine, the Russian, and the German take the top 3. Now Isoleva looking very strong with only 1 second behind. Looks like it'll be a real race between the 1st and 2nd positions. We see here number 17, Eric Zarapov of Russia, coming in for his shots. We'll be taking his shots here. Currently, Peshkov is the leader to catch. Zarapov making pretty quick work of these. And he'll miss his 5th shot. And Zarapov will get back on the course. Several of us are looking forward to seeing how Kiselev will do the 2nd round of shooting. Zarapov looking to take the top spot, and he does, by just under 35 seconds. And here we see Norway's Larsen. The left-hander will be setting himself up. And his first shot is good, as well as his second. Third shot is strong. Fourth shot is also on its mark. And fifth, no sweat for the Norwegian as he gets up and continues on in his search for Paralympic gold. He's looking very good here to take the top spot. And we can see in the background there just a while ago, Vladimir Kiselev. And here's Larsen with 25.3 seconds ahead of his competitor. And we'll see how fast Kiselev knocks out these targets. In the same fashion as the first round, all five. So quick, so very quick. World-class shooting for the Russian, Vladimir Kiselev. And it looks like he's going to be able to blow away Larsen's current standing time. And Larsen with 53.9 seconds ahead. The Russian dominating. And here we see Andy Sewell looking to knock out his 5 targets. And he gets up, knocks out all 5. And he's nearly a minute behind Kiselev. Kiselev so very good at hitting those targets and gaining his time that he needs. Sewell will be trying to get at least into third. It looks like he'll be short just over a second here. And we'll take a look here at the standings for the men's 12-point K after 2 shooting rounds. Vladimir Kiselev in the first position. The Norwegian Larsen is in second, 53.9 seconds behind. And the Russian Eric Zarapov trailing behind by over a minute and 19 seconds from our current leader. We'll go over to the women. Germany's Eskau in the lead. Ioleva from Russia, number 106, is at the shot. She'll nail her first 3. Her fourth is no problem, and number 5 as well. So Ioleva is off and running. And we'll see what time she can have to catch Eskau. And I think she'll catch him, yep, by over 1 minute 17 seconds. She'll be passing the German Eskau and getting into her mark. Tymoshenko from the Ukraine is up next at aim. She's having a little trouble with her gun strap with her ski pole. Tymoshenko taking her aim. And she'll miss her first. And nail her second. Third as well. And her fourth is out of there. She'll take 4 out of 5. Tymoshenko is up. And we move on to Olena Urskovska. See on the left side of your screen there, number 109. Urskovska looking strong there. We'll see if she can get into the second position. Looks like she'll be poised for that. And she'll take in the third spot. Ioleva still maintaining the first position. She's 106 there. You can see her slow and steady. That is so vital in these biathlon competitions. And we'll see after the 2 rounds of shooting here in the snowy mountains of Whistler Paralympic Park. If you're just joining us, you may want to go to Paralympic Sport TV on Facebook and see our live coverage. We see after the first shooting round, Maria Ioleva in first, Eskau in second, and Erskovska in third. And the men are back at the shooting range. Peshchikov up at the gun. We'll invite you and your friends to become fans of our Facebook page. Be great to have you there. Peshchikov making quick work of the marks. Currently we have just under 6,000 fans. We'd love to see that number past the 6,000 mark here at Paralympic Sport TV. Peshchikov with a strong lead of well over 3 minutes 46 seconds. Erskovska looking very good. And there is number 107 Pavlenko from the Ukraine moving steadily through. And here we see number 17 Zarapov with his very fast shooting skills. We'll see how quick work he does of these targets again. 3 of them are done, and the 4th as well. And his 5th is out. Zarapov, our current leader, Peshchikov. Looks like Zarapov will have really no problem catching his fellow compatriot, Peshchikov. What a tremendous athlete here. We're watching Eric Zarapov looking very good. But don't count out Vladimir Kiselev. Here we have the Canadian, Lou Gibson, up for his shots. And it looks like the pack is widening between competitors. The Russian force making a big difference here in their times. And Lou misses 2, gets 3 out of his 5. And he'll be out and going again. Here we see number 18 from Norway. Larson shooting his. And there we see number 21, Vladimir Kiselev. Oh, missing his first of the day. Nailing a 2nd and 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So very fast, Vladimir Kiselev. And you can see at the bottom there, his time. He'll be working on catching his compatriot, Eric Zarapov. Kiselev. We'll see if he maintained that lead that he had from before. Looks like he's lost a little ground here, 23.4 seconds after the second shooting round. And we go back to the ladies. I think that's Andrea Eskau from Germany. She'll be knocking out her targets. Her first two shots are very good. The German doing good work here against her Russian and Ukrainian competitors. And her first four will be no sweat. And we'll see what the fifth one is. And it'll be a miss. Eskau gets up and she's off. Andy Sewell close to your screen there. And right next to him in 106, Maria Ioleva. Ioleva looking good. And I'm certain we'll be having her as our lead time after this third shooting round. You'll remember she had kept such a strong lead nearly 4 minutes from before. It looks like Eskau was able to dig into that a little bit. She's 2 minutes 17 seconds in the lead. And there's Andrea Eskau, number 102, pumping strong away as she moves and navigates up this treacherous hill. But you can see the determination in her. And I believe that is Ukrainian Olena Urskovska. She'll be up at her marks. Knocks out the first three with no problem. The fourth as well. Does a little adjustment. And her fifth shot is good. Urskovska up and going. What a tremendous showing by these both men and women Paralympians. The skill involved with hitting their marks, the sheer grit and determination and skill as they ski. Urskovska in her second position now. I believe that is number 107, Pavlenko. Pavlenko hitting her first one and her second plate. She makes quick work of her third. Pavlenko missing her fourth. And she'll be up 4 out of 5. But so strong, Ioleva has had her lead. And I don't think she's going to be giving any real leeway for her competitors. Of course, we're talking about the Russian Ioleva. And just you can see Pavlenko from the Ukraine going past there. And the current standings after 3 rounds of shooting, the Russian Maria Ioleva in a commanding lead next to the Ukrainian Olena Urskovska and the German Andrea Eskau. Ioleva with 0 misses thus far, showing why she is in the lead. Stefarak, number 103, is back to the guns. She makes quick work of her first 3 targets. Taking careful aim for her 4th shot. And interestingly enough, taking quite a lot of time in her 4th shot. I'm kind of wondering if there's a malfunction with her gun. He pauses for a second. So hard to steady yourself. Looks like she missed her 4th shot. Something may be going on here. Looks like she's got some sort of issue. We just saw that Trifonova moving into 6th place. And Stefarek getting ready for her 5th shot here. And she'll nail that last one. Doesn't look too happy about taking up that time to get those shots off. And the Ukrainian Stefarek off now. Nadia, she's got to be pretty unhappy with that, but she's trying to make up the time as she goes. Zarapov nailing his 5. And Zarapov, a 100 percentile category biathlete. And here we hear the bell. Zarapov moving into 1st place with just shy of 35 seconds in his lead. But I'm sure his compatriot Vladimir Kiselev will have a little bit to say about that. Our 21 competitors in the men's 12.5 kilometer sitting classification of these biathlons. Here we see the top 7. But we haven't counted out Kiselev yet. And Kiselev being number 21 here, donning that bib number. Conditions clearing up as the snow begins to fade. And there's the man, Vladimir Kiselev. We'll see how well he does in these shooting portions again. In his 4th round of shooting. Kiselev taking aim. And it looks like he'll knock out his first 2, 3, 4th, 5th without any problem. Wow! World-class shooting from the number 21, Vladimir Kiselev. As he wows the crowd. Looks like he's going to be able to move into 1st after the 4th round of shooting. He holds, and we'll see what kind of time he has here. 11.1 seconds for the lead. Zarapov having dug into Kiselev's lead for a little bit now, but hopefully Kiselev will be able to hold on. Here we see number 106, Maria Yoleva. And I'm sure she'll be holding on to the 1st position with her tremendous lead over her nearest competitor, her fellow compatriot Polyakova. She makes some quick adjustments. And here's that bell, of course, with a 2-minute 47 and change. Looks like she'll be tasting Paralympic gold if she keeps up her pace. Number 109, Olena Urvkovska, sets her sights on these. And we've been noticing her knock out the plates. Her first 4, no sweat. Number 5 as well. She'll drop her gun and move up. And she's got a great, looks like she'll have a great chance of getting into 2nd position. And pushing Eskau, the German, into 3rd, which will maintain the top 3 standings we've had thus far. Urkovska a 100 percentile, so she won't have any of her time adjusted. Eskau, 94 percenter. We'll hold on to the third for now. And here we see number 12 from France, the #1 World Cup medal leader, Romain Risk. And here's Andy Soule, number 20. And we'll see if he can... Nope, he's still in the 4th position. And these Paralympians working hard to navigate up that hill. Here we have number 107, Pavlenko from the Ukraine. Looking to move into 3rd. She can knock these plates out quickly. Pavlenko doing quick work of her first 3. Strong number 4. And misses her 5th. Pavlenko up and off. The calculated time you'll see in your left there. Pavlenko is a 98 percentiler. She pushes strong forward. If you have friends that you'd like to join on Paralympic Sport TV, go to our Facebook page. We'd love to see you there. You can post comments, ask us questions. We sure do appreciate the interaction of our fans. And after 4 rounds of shooting, Kiselev maintains his dominant purse position, but Zarapov, his compatriot, is close on his tails. And currently in 3rd position would be Petchikov, all 3 from the fine country of Russia. We see the other standings here. You're watching Paralympic Sport TV's live coverage of the Vancouver 2010 Paralympic Winter Games. And the straightaway, number 15, Roman Petchikov, working hard as the cheers come from the crowd. And the familiar body arm technique, Petchikov crossing the finish line, currently in 1st place. But Zarapov and Kiselev hot on his trail. Petchikov looking right now down the eye of a possible bronze medal, because Zarapov and Kiselev will have definitely something to say about that. And he takes some time out to catch his breath and wave some love to the crowd. Here is his fellow Russian Eric Zarapov on his straightaway and looking to nail as much speed off of that 11.1 seconds that he's behind on Kiselev. So vital right now to maintain as fast of a speed as possible. And the crowd cheering him on. And looks like Zarapov looking so strong. 48.6 seconds to help him take the lead. And Zarapov's got to be happy with his time. So happy. Kisses for the fans and supporters out there. Yeah. And that is amazing. Eric Zarapov, what a competitor. And we look at the women's 10K sitting. Currently in the lead, Yoleva in the 1st position. Yikovska from the Ukraine in 2nd. And the German, the only non-Russian and Ukrainian in this women's competition, is Andra Eskau, sitting in 3rd. And number 101, the first of the women out of the gate, Polyakova, is pumping hard to finish her women's 10K run. Just in front of her, you can see number 8, Kamil Rosek from Poland, as he crosses over the finish line. Polyakova moving quick. Here we see number 106 in the women's, Maria Eoleva, are looking poised to take the number 1 position as well. She'll cross the finish line and take number 1 with well over 3 minutes in the lead. And here we see number 21, Vladimir Kiselev from Russia, pumping hard to get this position, and Kiselev will move into second. What a race! Zarapov being able to hold on to first. Vladimir Kiselev in second. And that's got to be painful right now. Kiselev so quick on the shots, but just couldn't hold it for his skiing, as we've seen before in these biathlons. 104, Olena Yurskovska, and she is soaking in a little bit of the crowd here. She looks around, and she's got the opportunity here of getting in, looks like what will be 3rd position. Oh, she moves in the second position, looking great. The Ukrainian looking strong here. And she may be looking at Paralympic silver. And here we have the Norwegian, Trygve Keskadal Larsen. He's pumping strong away here, if possibly moving into the 4th position. Yes. And the top 3 in the men's category seems to be locked in. As we take a look here at the men's standing final for these men's 12K sitting in the biathlon. In first position will be Eric Zarapov. In second is Vladimir Kiselev. And in third, the Russian Petchikov. So it would be a Russian win. And the local favorite, Lou Gibson from Canada, gets his cheers. Soaking in his props. And he will cross the finish line in 13th place thus far. Behind him, Andy Sewell and number 16, Kozo Kubo from Japan. Sewell working hard. You can see the 2 men encouraging each other on, as racers will, as each crosses the finish line. And we'll see who gets what in their final times. Andy Sewell taking 4th position. And the Russian flag flying high and strong here in these men's 12K sitting category. And we see here number 12, the Frenchman Romain Rosic, the World Cup medal leader, working hard to finish. I'm sure we'll be seeing more of him in the future of these biathlon competitions. And here is number 6, Russian Sergei Shilov, as he crosses over the finish line. Looking like he'll be currently in standing number 6. And in the ladies, Tymoshenko crosses the line. finish in 6th position thus far. And here is number 19. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, number 19, Yuri Kostyuk of the Ukraine. He'll move into 5th position. And the Russians today, so dominant. And here is Trifonova. Trifonova looking strong here. We'll have the standing and visually impaired. Trifonova crosses the finish line. We'll have more biathlon action with the standing and visually impaired competitions later on this morning and afternoon. And a recap, the women's 10K sitting, Yoleva in the top position, Yarkovska in the 2nd, and the German, Andrea Eskau, looks like she'll take 3rd. We'll have a Russian, Ukrainian, and a German in the top 3. We appreciate some of the comments that we've seen on Facebook. Thank you for watching us on Paralympic Sport TV. This is live coverage of the Vancouver 2010 Paralympic Winter Games. Here's Manfred Lenner as he works on finishing up this race. And usually there's a flower ceremony. And this evening, of course, will be the medal ceremony. Now, we would love to pass this 6,000 fan mark. If you'll get on Facebook and invite your friends to be Paralympic Sport TV's fans as well, that would be fantastic. Hopefully within the next hour with our live coverage. It would be so nice to pass the 10,000 mark. Sort of a challenge to our current fans out there to spread the word on Paralympic Sport TV. The fog may be difficult for visibility out there, but not online. And I'm John Ngo here in Vancouver. Be back in a few minutes. Stay tuned at Paralympic Sport TV. And here are the final standings. As we look at the current finishers. And thank you for joining us here. Some action on the biathlons in the sitting category. Stay with us as we will be continuing our coverage of biathlon later on the day, within an hour or so. But in the meantime, here at Paralympic Sport TV, we'll be moving over to exciting alpine action with our friend and yours, Mark Dreyer. We'll see you in a little bit.
You want me to go?
Épreuve individuelle, 12,5 km assis.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flower ceremony for the men's 12.5 kilometer individual sit ski.
Les fleurs seront remises par Madame Sun Song, directrice globale sport marketing.
The flowers will be presented by Miss Sun Song, Director, Global Sports Marketing.
Médaillé de bronze, représentant la Fédération de Russie.
Bronze medalist, representing the Russian Federation, Roman Petushka.
Médaillé d'argent, représentant la Fédération de Russie.
Silver medalist, representing the Russian Federation, Vladimir Kiselev.
Médaillé d'or et champion paralympique, représentant la Fédération de Russie.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion, representing the Russian Federation, Irek Zaripov.
Mesdames et messieurs, la cérémonie de remise des fleurs du biathlon femmes, épreuve individuelle 10 km assis.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flower ceremony for the women's biathlon 10-kilometer individual sit ski.
Seront remises par Dr Gertrude Crumbles, récipiendaire de l'ordre paralympique.
The flowers will be presented by Dr. Gertrude Krumholz, member of the Paralympic Order.
Médaillé de bronze, représentant l'Allemagne.
Bronze medalist, representing Germany, Andrea Eskau.
Vielen Dank. Herzlichen Dank, dass ich das geschafft habe. Dankeschön.
Médaillé d'argent, représentant l'Ukraine.
Silver medalist, representing the Ukraine, Olena Irkovska.
I'm very proud.
Médaillé d'or et championne paralympique représentant la Fédération de Russie.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion, representing the Russian Federation, Maria Ilyova.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic medalists.